And we are here in Bristol, Tennessee for race 9 of the NAPA Sim Xfinity Series season here at yet another short track. Another track that is going to produce a lot of chaos today. Dalton and Cene are going to be on the front row for today's race. Dalton is coming off back-to-back races, being the quickest in practice, and this time he was able to back up his fast practice time and also go out and win the pole here for today's race. Looking for a bit more momentum after a rough start to this season. 150 laps today at Bristol, 37 cars. I am Dylan, joined by, once again, only Mac in the booth today. Well, Mac, we know what Bristol is like. We saw the truck race yesterday. It got rather chaotic near the end, and we saw a new first-time winner. What do we expect today here in the Xfinity Series?
Well, I think we might expect a significantly more chaotic race. This might be the most chaotic race of the entire weekend because for the sole purpose of one thing, Xfinity has not came here since Season 1, and there are barely any of those guys left. So unless you ran in Season 1 or you ran at some point in Cup or Trucks, you don't have much experience here, or any. Even the guys who ran Trucks probably don't have too much experience here. I think that will result in, I think, the most chaotic race of our 3-race set here in Thunder Valley.
Yeah, yesterday in the truck series, we saw how dominant the bottom group was, but here, these cars have a lot more speed and they have a bit more traction in the corners. And I think that we will see that high line be a lot more effective today, solely because, one, it's the daytime. We've had a lot more rubber put on this racetrack from Cup qualifying, Cup practice, Xfinity qualifying and practice, and the truck race yesterday. We have had a full slate of cars already on track so far this weekend. This track is as ready to go as ever, and I think we will see multi-groove racing here in today's race. But we will have to see if that is the case. First, we will go over today's starting grid. Row 1, our defending champion Dalton, looking to get his first win of the season, next to Cene in the 7. Row 2, NASCAR Sim and TXN, two drivers that are looking for a break. Row 3, how about this for teammates Perry and Redeem in Row 3. Back to Row 4, Flower, another driver looking to just come home with a clean race car. She is next to CJ. And back to Row 5, two winners this season in the Xfinity Series, Matthew and Sean.
Then we follow up in Row 6, we got Mac and the rookie Raven Fox. Row 7 brings us Nexus Code and Cole. Row 8 is Arctic and Chase. Then really quickly over into Row 9, we have Vixterity and Wayside. And then rounding out our top 20 for today is going to be Peyton and Garrett.
Back to Row 11, Data and Dan. In Row 12, the San Angelo teammates, Breck Blue and Mike. In Row 13, Sims making her second start of the season, next to Spend. Row 14, Boca Bliss in that beautiful 54 font next to Javier. Back to Row 15, Bug, a deep qualifying effort. Let's see if he can move forward here and try and hold his points lead next to rookie Whitty.
Row 16, we have Sheldon Preed and Noah. Row 17 is Gino Kep and Isolated. Then row 18, we have Jack and Bella. And rounding out our field today will be some NASCAR.
37 drivers are ready to go for 150 laps. It should be a wild one here at Bristol. Let's fire the engines.
Drivers, start your engines.
Time to go racing. 150 laps. We're ready to go green in Bristol, Tennessee. In the 3 and 4, ready to go green. It's Dalton and Cene. The green. Off turn 4. 150 laps in Bristol. We are underway in racing.
Turn 1, and man, Dalton with a huge start, way out in front already as they roll into 3 and 4 here, and Dalton will lead the first lap of the day. He is gone.
Oh man, what a mess here. 4 wide. 4 wide at Bristol is never gonna work. What in the world are we doing? Cold tires, no grip, and we are
there in Wayside, him and then Garrett got together. Bandana checking up Vegas on 97 there to get way easily past him. As we have lots of guys trying to make their way to the field, some guys trying to down the position if you're calling back early here. The high line, I don't think it's going to be too great to start off. It may come in as the race goes on. Sean with the crossover there, inside of Matt.
Big 3-9 move for Sean, but doesn't get the exit. Mac gets a good run off turn 4 here. Tries to jump to that inside and clear on Sean. All day long, you're going to see drivers fight to get to that bottom line, and it could lead to a lot of mistakes if you end up just slightly jumping the cushion there. So a lot of these drivers got to be careful. There's a clearance wherever you look. Even at the front of the pack, you see someone trying to gain an hour lead. Wherever you look, it is drivers fighting for track position, especially those who are starting trying to move his way forward.
Yeah, he can hold position here to qualify good, which is what Brett Blue is trying to do, but I think eventually those guys will get by him. And you will also see these guys have not been here in a long while, most of them anyway, so you have to go back to the spring of last season and be back at this track, so I think that's also going to be factor in. None of these guys have recent experience here.
Yeah. Trying to get up here into that top 10. This is one of those tracks that we're going to be really good at because they have so much. Hey, easy moves up in P11. You can see Mexico just could not get off. Other drivers are making it work. Matthew trying to make the pass on Flower here. And that squeeze in the line. And Matthew moves up to P5.
Yeah, what a move there on Redeem, and now Flower trying to follow suit there as the top 4 have pulled away from everyone else.
Yeah, Scene keeping up with Dalton though, and they got Masterson and TXN still in tow here for Dalton. Even if you lose a spot here, you could definitely get back in the line and hold. Scene's gonna try around the outside here. We've seen it work a little bit this weekend here, especially in the Xfinity Series. Around the outside, he'll get that lap, but can he clear off into 1 and 2? Looks like he will. Good drive by C, but even better by Dolan. Holds it well there, off corner exit. Dolan will drive it back here. Keep the spot for now on C. But C back with the run on the outside.
Yeah, look at these two battles. Scene trying to clear him on the outside. He finally does, I think. Yes, he does. He is by him.
Great move there, and that just showed everyone about to get to the jumps to that right side. That instantly showed the drivers and the spotters are going, okay, the 7 just made the pass on the outside for the lead. The outside has a lot more grip than the SUV. So we're going to see more drivers maybe trying to move up there. Of course, everyone's still going to stay on the preferred bottom when you're running by yourself, but I think when it comes to making passes, I think more drivers are going to try to move that down, make the passes. 51 and Wayside struggling to move forward. It's been a rough year for the 51 machine. Wayside trying to move forward, same as Sheldon Creed in the double zero.
Yep, they're trying to make his way up early. And the outside, we saw it come in late. Really, only specifically one though, Juan Hamilton. Well, he won the race using the outside, so that's an important note there. Now, Bug with the fight of Sims.
Bug with the big move here on Sims. 2 veterans in the Cup Series now. Sims will try to wrap that outside. She does a good job there. Will keep the spot for now. Bug can drive there. Grab the spot. It's a good battle between veterans. Wayside right there behind Sims. Definitely working. We're seeing it become effective here so far as next is the Redeem battle. Redeem is slipped outside of the top 10, so his good quality efforts starting. Sean's also fading back a little bit. The drivers like Pagan and Matt are beginning to move up, and Matthew's also up to P4.
Yeah, some guys will fall off here probably as the run goes on. And also as light traffic comes into play, you cannot ever ignore light traffic here. It has always been a factor. Now, how you maneuver lap traffic will be a huge factor here in how you do. We saw last time Vinny went out here, Cam set the tone early. He was driving full time in this series at the time. Cam had set the tone very early in this race. He was dominant in lap traffic. He owned that race. He lapped all but 8 cars in that race. Now, I don't think we're going to see that unless we get a massive pink flag run. But, well, your ability to maneuver lap traffic is going to be key today in determining if you are a race-winning car or if you're a 10th place car.
CJ is also fading back. Dan's moving forward. A beautiful look at 54. Both of us moving forward. So if anything goes wrong outside of he gets custody of the 52 in the Truck Series. But even then, in yesterday night's race, finished 1 lap down. So both of us has just struggled this weekend versus trying to move forward. Arctic and having Ricky Raven running in 18th. As drivers are trying to find a wheel. Garrett especially. Titans right side damage. Currently side by side with Cole.
Yeah, now next is Cody looking for the overtake attempt on Redeem yet again. Can't get it. Gets the bumper that time, but can't get it. Slink it under that number 10 machine. Still side by side here. Nexus and Redeem, and I think Nexus may finally get by him here. Yes, he will. And now CJ looks to take that spot. Oh no, Redeem's fighting. Ooh, Nexus is a really bad entry into turn 1. Really good recovery in 2, and Redeem's gonna lose a couple spots out of that.
This is a driver that last season came up the scene with many surprises and runs, but it's just not worked out this season outside of Motegi. This team needs a shift here as we come near the mid-season. Redeem is looking for a shift and just a solid top 10, top 15 day here today. We're doing that is an impressive move by Dan, but CJ cuts him off. That could be really bad. If Dan ended up making that move slightly too late, he could have hooked that 37, but luckily didn't. Peyton became stagnant here, trying to hold off Perry. Here comes Sean, possibly 3 wide bottom. Can't get it done. Perry just trying to hang on. Max slips outside the top 10.
Yeah, there's a battle for around P8. You're actually catching up to P7 and P6, I think. Actually, all the way up to P5. I think NASCAR Sim and Flower are not on the pace of the list. And I think Sean has caught lap traffic here.
Scene is 1.4 seconds ahead of Dalton. They've gotten by 47. And soon when he catches the 77, then it is a big group of cars from Whitty on back. Three rookies here with 3 wide there. Sped goes up into the wall. Just a misjudgment on entry. Making it a back. It is just fierce. No matter where you are on track. Actually, that 1.4 second gap has completely evaporated. All of a sudden, now TXN's racing Dalton for P2.
Yeah, TXN looking to get things going here with a win in the column. He had a great start to this season with 6 straight top 10s. He's been an abysmal last 2 races since then, but Dalton is going to hold him off there, keep the P2 spot. Dalton, as we know, still looking for that first career win. He is a champion without a win yet in his career. This is his first ever pole, and he needs to cap that off with his first ever win today, if he can.
It's unreal that we have a champion in this sport that has still not won even this season. But that is what's going on with Dalton right now. But he's been hurt so many times that every time it just happens. And I am definitely eyeing Dalton as someone to be a contender once again as a championship favorite. Just not find some momentum here. Raven 3 wide bottom with both Stanley and Cole Sheets. Yeah, back to Dalton, who are teammates of those two. Just needs to find the different consistency right now, running inside the top 5 of Bristol. Away from the chaos here. Nascarson Doran back down the back straightaway. There might have been a bumper, and Nascarson didn't appreciate it. Nonetheless, Mac takes that spot.
Yeah, NASCAR Sim, as I said, I don't think he's on the pace of many of these leaders typically kind of expected. He is not a short track guy by any means of the imagination, and he got a great qualifying effort, but you will fall off the pace here. After the race goes on, oh, TXN gets turned by Matthew.
Hard into the wall and can't check.
And we got more trouble. There goes Flower yet again. Oh, I think they were wrecking behind them, maybe. 44 and AF damage. More scuffling between those two.
Flower crash in the 3, and Nasserson's front end is torn up, and Mac as well. There had to have been a checkup that has resulted in that. TXN's bad luck continues. Started inside the top 5, and a possible misjudgment for maybe it was Matthew in the 90 brings out caution number 1.
Let's take a look at what happens here to bring out our first caution today. We get into the battle for second here. TXN is really shallow, trying to get her dog. Gets hooked by the 90, and Matthew there trying to get on the bottom line, and then just behind they start piling in. Flower, Chase, and we see have more trouble behind them. Mac, NASCAR, Sim, I think the 47, and just a very chaotic sequence. I think a little more spark there between the 44 and the 8, but nonetheless, this will definitely hurt several guys these days.
Then we have our second part of the wreck. We saw the contact between the 44 and the 8 earlier. Wreck happens. I think Mac just misjudged it, trying to get by the 7 to clear the wreck. And I could say multiple drivers. TXN, Flower, 3 drivers that have had the worst luck recently. They were all involved in a wreck here today. The first wreck in the day as well. Let's take one more. Both him and Kate had amazing wins. First caution is out just over 40. We're ready to begin another restart. Lap 49 of the line, we know that green. Scene and Dalton still on the front row, but now it's swapped. Scene is our leader. Back underway in Bristol.
And Scene with a great launch, or not maybe, well, I wouldn't say great launch, but solid launch. Not as good as a Dalton thing on the initial start, but still, and now Dalton closing in. Oh, Dalton's gonna immediately go for the move. We got a big run on him possibly, but now it's gonna let Sean get to the outside maybe.
The outside there in 1-2 Mac trying to hang on with that damage. They kept that car out there on the racetrack. I mean, if there was one track to have a damaged car, it's a short track, and trying to hang on here. It's that damage. Nexus go moving forward up to P7. Perry hanging on, and Dan's under the top 10. Don't know if he'll be able to do it.
Yeah, as yep, and Arctic now still battling with the 97, and Arctic into the top 10. That is for P10, but Dan is still battling back on that outside. What a battle we have here. As but Dan, horrible turn, so he's gonna back off probably and maybe go re-rack for it. As Raheem's starting to drop back even more, now dropping behind Cole.
Yeah, Raheem doesn't have the speed to move forward. It's going to be a battle of watch. Bug is caught to Dana in the wrong order, trying to get by him. Dana will get the run with the high side and keep the spot. Trying to cover on Bug. There's Matthew with some damage, just trying to hang on. It was definitely his fault, but at the same time, it was a racing deal. Just TXN got a little bit shit on Matthew wasn't ready for it. So, Sims are heading. That's definitely held up on Flower with 3. She is struggling here. I mean, after how awful the season we've had, we can't afford building clubs. You've got to stay out there and fight for your position.
Yeah, and yeah, there's TXN getting by 12 there. You gotta fight for points too. Whoa, 77 isolated there getting really loose.
Oh, man, these are the battles that are not usually seen on TV. The drivers, of course, we had drivers go lap down. Isolated and Bella are a lap down. But these are the battles that aren't usually shown that much. It's being shown right now. The team sense it's kind of obvious why that car is a lot of damage. Teams trying to isolate up into the wall there in 3 and 4, and
Caution! They have to do a Geno Cat maybe.
Geno Cap just got left. Oh, it might be with Sean. Sean has a lot of damage in the 9. He was inside the top 5. He has a lot of damage in the outside wall, and I think isolated put down a tire. I am not sure as everyone stacks up here. Don't worry, everyone will be fine. Everyone should be fine, but I think isolated blew a tire, and at the same time, Sean has damage. There's Matthew going by. Yeah, isolated's coming down pit road. I think he cut down a tire, but in the meanwhile, caution is out for Sean in the 9. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at what happens if you bring out our second caution. We have quite a lot to cover here. As we see, starting off, Chase just goes straight up into his teammate, Sean. And then back behind here, Redeem and Data get together. Then Sheldon pre-turns the 90 there. Kind of gets cut off there. Then we just have more stacking up as a result of the carnage from that wreck. Don't think it'll take anyone out. Should maybe. I don't think it'll disturb anyone's day either. But still, another wreck here. And we probably are going to be in for a lot of this.
And kind of just the same thing that happened earlier. I feel like drivers reacting or trying to get to the top side to avoid the wreck, and there's nowhere to go for some drivers. Data and Matthew, and more damage for Matthew. But I think Data should be okay, but contact between teammates Sean and Chase bring out our second caution. Scene still our leader, but we have a new competitor. Peyton is up to P2. Now next code is in the top 5. Jason Sean onto the back of their crash. So now the field is shaking and please restart.
Another good start that time. We got some new, obviously the top 10 is shown now a bunch. Garrett in the top 10, he has to put damage on, I noticed that. And now Peyton on the attack to the inside of Scene. Peyton looking to get the lead, but Scene is gonna defend the spot. Nexus, they're getting by Mac behind them.
CJ behind him, he went up the track. Dalton still trying to hang on. Mac with a huge send without that damage. CJ with a bit of front end damage that might have been because of stacked up stuff. Harry's still trying to hang on the top 10. And how about Raven Fox entering the top 10 in the 4-1? Fights by Raven is up to P9 and looking for PA. Can she get it? Like a 3-for-1. She'll have the spot at the lines.
Yeah, we got a bunch of battling here now. Also, the 97 started to lose spots. Garrett looking to take a minute. Now Raven to the outside, or look to the outside of Perry. Couldn't get it done. But oh, Nexus way up the track there, trying to look for the move on the 44. Nothing there, real slow. CJ has Perry on his bumper. We got battling everywhere in this field. And look at this little stack for the lead that we have here. I think C now does not have the pace here in the middle and later part of this race. And now Peyton to the inside once more. Looking, can't get it.
Still can't get it done. Cena's had good power in that middle groove and hangs on. After losing the lead from the pole. Max there. Payne will try again. He's just trying everything. Trying to hang on. And so far he has done a good job.
Yeah, C playing some great defense here on the 05, making sure he can't get a move. And Dalton and Mac are lurking the back bridger now. Peyton to the inside. He's going to get Scene out of his groove and to the lead. New leader, 05. 5.
Finally gets it done, and now has to try and run away. We have seen so much good success from Alberto, but not from the 05 cars. Peyton trying to go back to victory lane in a really long time. He has gotten the lead, but still has a long way to go. See, Nexus code, and Max still battling for P4. Nexus code, this is a shallow entry here. I think Mac could be able to hold on. Great run. That is a damaged car. Mac is wheeling that thing inside the top 5. That's something that very few drivers can do, but a veteran is really there's a veteran as Arctic fading back. Data still ahead of Bug despite the wreck he just went through. This battle's really important.
Yeah, Data and Peyton are gently Peyton Bug are battling pretty pointedly basically with that spot. Data cut the gap before after Martinsville because Bug had a tire issue that put him a lap down. He got back in the lap, got some pick man to pick off the spots at the end of that. But now there's a real points battle. There's the 04 starting to fall back a bit with that damage possibly.
Yeah, the 04 Chase has managed to P13 and Sean back to P18. Here's a good thing about short tracks. Usually it's a race back to caution ends up happening on the front straightaway. You can tend to salvage some positions depending on where you crash, and if you don't have to hit for damage. So Chase and Sean, they didn't lose a bunch of spots, but still enough damage to, of course, affect your car and also position. Sean trying to get to the outside Bug, but both of those just right here. Trying to get there though, and now Javier too is inside.
Yeah, but now we got these guys battling. Vocal Blitz, I think, is a bit slow compared to everybody else here. Maybe tried to defend his spot for a Bug. That's going to help Data. Data wants to gain some spots. But Bug has been looking pretty much walking in lockstep with him. When Data passes the car, Bug does, and there's Bug getting past Vocal Blitz. There's a flyby to the field.
Bug will grab that spot, same as Sean. We could not finish 4 positions below Data. Gotta hang on there. It's seen. Kind of gaining back on the 5 car. Lying on his back bumper here. We'll see if he can make a move here. We saw him make the outside look once, but really fast car is rolling that bottom. The lead for the time being. There is down all over this racetrack. Despite this being a pretty decent green flag run, we'll see cars battle over the place. And now we see some of the lingering cars like TXA and Flower begin to fade back. They might get left soon. Wayside, put the bumper on Redeemer. Redeemer fights back. Same as some NASCAR on Matthew. These drivers are fighting for the line. Wayside, who has had an awful day in this 51 car, just hasn't seemed to found any pace. Trying to move on.
Yeah, and the 51 has just kind of had no good runs outside of Wayside's win at Texas. And they're trying to get guys that can help stabilize that operation. But so far, it has looked good. It has not looked good so far.
Lump of cars right forward through here. Raven still moving forward. Raven holds strong. Arctic fighting. Chase trying to fight back. Cole moving forward. Arctic will hold the spot as Exterior tries to get there. Scene back to the lead on the ticker. I have noticed that Scene takes the lead back. Payton fighting back, but this definitely happened in traffic. We'll see if Payton can fight back.
Let's see here, Yevon. There's Bella getting lapped there. And Payton following the lap traffic. Scene might be better in, which could be huge. We saw that come huge. We've seen that come huge at the short track before. We saw that come huge in Martinsville and Trucks and Xfinity. But Payton right back to that 7 machine.
This 05 team continuing to fight. And Payton has been the one that has seen the most success in this 05 car. Scene's doing a great job taking it. He has also had some bad luck recently and is just trying to get that win this year. It has not worked out. Right here. Still just continuing to work through the field here. Wherever you look, there is battling, and you can see Payton begin to get going back to P5 there. Battling
things have kind of fouled out, but you can still see chances for a battle. And Bokova's got back by Bug at some point here. And Data is starting to get distance from the 50. The points lead. It's still a battle to watch, even this early in the season, as everyone getting by TXN. He is really slow. Just hoping some guys start wrecking here and get him some time.
Talladega. If you can leave today with the points lead, or right by the points lead, one to take out many contenders, and if you can get by it, look at Buck with the driver. It's the bumper puts it. Cole's not ready for that. Buck is getting a little bit impatient. With the fight back from Cole, now Sean puts bumpers are being used all over the place here. The Bug is losing we know how good he is at super speedway racing, so we'll see if he can bring that gap back when we get to Talladega. But right now, he's still focused on today, trying to keep up with Dana in the running order. But he is catching a huge clump of cars that are right next to his team. So it's going to start getting a little bit harder, especially if Bug is getting hounded by multiple drivers.
Yeah, C has started building a gap in that lap traffic. C may have the best lap traffic car in the lap traffic. You have to handle lap traffic very well. It is going to be a talking point this entire race, that maneuvering, about how you maneuver lap traffic, how your car maneuvers in lap traffic, as there's chase to the inside of Arctic there, and maybe trying to gets Arctic before the 47. Great sequence of events there for that 04 machine. Oh, he doesn't get the 47. That's going to hold him up. That allows Arctic to get a chance here.
Oh, dexterity! One of these three might be tries to put the bumper in Chase, but Chase holds strong on the outside. Now Javier gets a run inside. Data right here. Multi-groove racing. Drivers working all the grooves here, trying to guide. So now cars in is a mess with this. This has definitely been a long green flag run here, but the way these guys are racing, Shelby Creed is up next.
Yeah, we have gotten real racing here. There's Data now. As everyone here, and not just Data right now, but everyone is going to use that 47 and that 81 as picks to try and get some cars trapped behind them. Because, oh, that's Wayside, and that's Boko Blitz. That's teammates in the back. I don't think oh, we will have a caution. Jack's gonna turn to 30.
Oh man.
Oh, Bokoblitz got more trouble.
Bokoblitz bounces off the wall here. Oh man, everyone checking up here. Those were teammates that got together. Unbelievable here as everyone raced back to the line. I think it was Wayside in the 51. That will save multiple drivers who were definitely about to go left down. And then we saw Spend, I think, in turn trying to avoid, but his car is still clean. Well, another caution. Let's take a look at the replay.
Let's take a look at now. I believe our third or fourth caution of the day. We start off here. Wayside and Bokoblitz get together, trying to get around the 00 and the 81. And then back here, Spend gets hooked by the 72. Somehow keep that thing off the wall. Does go a lap down, unfortunately, but maybe puts him in a position to try and get that lead lap, get back to the lead lap, and get some spots and keeping that car clean.
Yeah, just bad luck there. Two SW teammates, Wayside, just kind of same thing that happened earlier with Matthew and TXN, just slightly misjudged it. And a rough year for Bokoblitz continues. This will most definitely take him out of contention to fight here in this race. We'll see if he is able to continue. Has a lot of damage. Noah was the first one back to the line, one lap down with Spend going around. You see the 4 takes the spot right there. He should get the free pass. We'll be back for that. Another restart with Scene back out in front. Scene and Peyton is still in the front row here. In the restart zone. Green flag is back on there.
Again, another good start from
Oh.
Cino. Another caution right off the bat. We got big trouble. Javier and Gino kept in TXN, it looks like. And I think Bella got a piece of it, too.
Are you kidding me? A restart accident. Javier was at the tail end of the field because he had the pit for a tire down. Well, take another look at what happened this
A restart wreck here. Let's take a look at what happens here. TXN cannot get it going. Gino kept hooks him, and Javier gets a piece of that, too. The 47 maybe as well. Restart wrecks you never really see, but in this case it happened. We are back under caution once more.
Yeah, the second the green flag is waved in the single-file race starts, you can go. And I guess that can happen sometimes. Alright, back to the drawing boards. Let's see if we could get a green flag run here. Let's try this again. Restart. The lineup is practically the same. Let's see if we can get through clean this time.
Yeah, no restart wrecks this time, it looks like. As Steve getting a few extra laps led. Ooh, Peyton trying to get their Nexus now on the attack, possibly. Ooh, really bad turn one there for here. There's already one to the outside, 97 there. Or maybe put to the outside about the 52 of Garrett. But Garrett, I think that was the other way around. Garrett, 2P7.
Bent up and loose, but everyone is staying in the game. Trying to keep fighting here. And that's what's so good about this NAPA Sim Series. We have so many great teams and great drivers that just refuse to give up. Javier so trying to move forward here. He's on the lead left, but he's been involved in that wreck. Look at Hartick's got him beat up back end. Almost in the shoulder. Drivers are going to keep moving here. Battle here. This is for, I want to say, P16. Sean's had a bit of damage. He's been struggling to recover. But Sheldon Creed, he's been kind of laying back. Kind of an uncharacteristic race for him, despite what we've seen out of him the last 3 to 4 races. But he is keeping that car clean and just slowly moving forward. First time ever at Bristol. And to come out here with a clean car would be great for him. Just slowly taking spots. Goes around Sean, got a bit of Sims, Arctic, trying to move forward, and Sean tries to find the crossover and gets it done. And right back around.
Yeah, just 00 is not a fantastic car, so you kind of got to stay back, keep the car clean, and maybe pick up some spots as guys wreck. And that's exactly what Creed has done to succeed all season long. That's how he's fighting for a playoff spot currently, as seen, and meanwhile has pulled away from the top 3. I was just letting them know that real quick. We still have some battling here. MXTV clearing that 36. Oh, can't clear him quick enough though. Data gets back under there to MXTV. Huge run on the outside. Might get Perry even here as we go into 3 and 4. Yes, he will. Squeezes that 70 down.
And these two can't stay away from each other. Data and Bud. Data stay ahead of Bud practically all races. MXTV on the P10 spot just trying to move forward. Yeah. See, Neverson's taking the lead back from Peyton and she's trying to stay ahead of the game, but we saw last time I think it was left traffic that did him in. If we can stay in here, we might see that couple of again. We'll see if Peyton can run him back down. You can see Peyton already keeping the gap under a second, half second. Stay in touch with him. As long as he can do that, he definitely stands a chance here. Garrett's moved into 6. Damn, into the top 5. Let's see if he can hold it.
Yep, these two battling yet again, and Garrett will get P5. As I think the 44 and the 37 are starting to fall back due to their damage. And Raven tried to take 3 wide, can't do a contact with the 56, and that might be MXTV in the wall. He keeps it. Oh, Data, MXTV gets turned.
Hard into the wall, keeps it going, but definitely takes a beat.
Caution is out, we got more trouble. There's Redeem.
He definitely took a beating there as Redeem sideways. Caution caution is out once again at Bristol. That is probably not what Scene wanted to see. He wanted to run away. Unbelievable. There's Redeem right now trying to get back in his position. Unbelievable. So everyone stacks up here at the caution. MXTV took a hard hit, but somehow was able to keep it going without getting collected with more cars. Another scenario with a turn 1 wreck. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look what happens here. MXTV goes up the track. These guys on 3-wide pairing and Data start banging bumpers and bringing doors, and that gets MXTV turned into the wall. Keeps it clean, makes sure nobody else can take it out. But here, back here, I think some NASCAR hits the wall, and the 10 of Redeem spins out as a result. Pretty chaotic chain of events, and we have another caution, more contending cars involved, and we're going to line them back up and see if we can keep it green the rest of the way.
Great job for Chase there as you saw squeezes by the another restart in the books. Can Scene hold off Peyton? Scene, Peyton, Nexus go Dalton, Garrett into the top 5. We're back underway once again. Can we get it done this time? Who knows? We will see.
Yeah, and yet again, a bit of a cluster launch the leaders this time around. And now Peyton to the inside of the Scene. Peyton deep driving a 1, and he got him.
Can't clear. Scene will fight back on the outside. He almost his entire race despite a few hard charges from Dalton early and Peyton in the middle of the race. But now Scene has to try and play from Mexico, who is hard charges. And CJ just back the bumper. These are starting aggressive. Mexico to the bottom. Dalton tries to cut him off. Scene stays ahead. Dalton tries to jump to the inside. Are we going to go 3 wide for B2? Big driving from Dalton. Scene's in trouble. Nexus goes through. Contact, more contact. 3 wide.
3 wide for Stegman. Scene trying to hold it on the way outside. Flying to the field real quick. Dalton has gone by both of them. Oh, Dan and Nexus. Gotta keep it clean here. Gotta keep it clean here. They do. Dan backs off. Smart veteran move there. What a battle we just saw, and Dalton now looking to run down to 05. We have an absolute clusterfuck that has developed as a result of that battle.
And after all of this, Scene's back to P4, 94. Garrett with a huge run up top, though, will keep the top 5 spot. More trying to survive this. He has got multiple positions on Bug. Bug is stuck in traffic. Joey Freed still moving forward. It is a battle here on back. And someone else might be between Bug and Shelby Freed. Just tries to keep it clean, but Peyton is gone.
Yeah, all that battling has significantly benefited that 05 machine, and he has gotten to build a near 2-second gap to the rest of the field. And Raven there getting by Data trying to crack into the top 10. As that 44 Mac is starting to draw back, you can only do so much that kind of damage. As now, oh, Mac gonna take it back in on the inside of Data actually, and get that spot back, and maybe try to get CJ2 while he's at it. On the inside, but no, Data running the outside. Actually, my bad. Both Fords running the outside. Oh, Sean and Chase looked like they were about to have a little problem there. Oh, goal around, and we got more cars piling in. It's a big wreck, and there goes Javier up and over. And on top of the 29's Declan.
Well, let's pretend like we didn't see this coming. Everyone was getting so aggressive.
Oh, we got more trouble. Whitty and Bella.
Unbelievable. Well, we're not going to pretend like that wasn't expected. Everyone was getting so aggressive. Everyone was using the bumper. Huge crash at Bristol. Javier goes upside down, but somehow keeps the car going. But that will most likely be a day ender. Oh my goodness. Let's take a look.
We have a long overview of this. Let's take a look at what happened to bring out this caution. Cole into shallow, Bug gets into him, hooks the 70 of Perry. Mike showed a creed avoided, but after this one, Dexterity hits the 29 track blocker. Everyone piles in. Javier gets flipped over by the 51 away side. And we have more problems afterwards. Bella and Whitty get together, Breck Blue and Flower as well. And I think we will see several days done from this one. And very late in the race, this sets us up for a possibly 10 minutes.
Flower involved in another one, but still just gaining some position with all these crashes. But Javier upside down. Let's take another look. Javier's going to come in the scene here. First gets the bumper to Arctic. And just wayside comes in. I mean, just where do you go? On top of Cole. Wild stuff here. There goes the leader paying. Avoids all this and has to survive one more restart. Let's take one more look. Everyone's going to come in the frame here. Points leader, Bug involved. Look at Cole. Sheldon Preed gets by Dexterity and another one. Sims gets involved. And right there. Unbelievable accident here at Bristol. Peyton out front trying to get his first win in a really long time. Can he get it done? One more restart coming up here at Bristol. Overtime in Bristol. We're going past the scheduled distance. Peyton trying to get his first win since season 2 in the Cup Series. Can he hold off? Champion in the NAPA XFINITY Drivers.
Payne with a huge start against Scene and Dalton. And coming to the white flag. Doesn't seem like there'll be a wreck here. White flag is out here in Bristol. Can they do anything about this 05 machine?
It doesn't look like it. Horrible 1 and 2 for Dalton. This is going to be a huge win for Peyton. Off turn 4. Mac, he has done it. Peyton back to victory lane in the NAPA Sim Series. Peyton wins a cluster at Bristol. What a performance. Sheldon Preed does an extra lap. Peyton is back in victory lane once again. Another win for Alberto Motorsports here in the Xfinity Series. While Bug was caught up in a wreck, I'm sure he will be happy to see that his team is still thriving. Peyton back in victory lane. Let's take a look at the finishing results. After a wild race here at Bristol, Peyton, first win in forever, comes back into the Xfinity Series. He's been running bushwhacking starts for a few seasons now for Alberto. Gets his first win in a while. Dalton P2 from the pole. Scene P3. That proves how important track position was. They were up front. They were able to hold it all day. Next is Code with an insanely needed P4, and Dan gets a top 5 for his Xfinity program. Raven, highest rookie finisher here, P6. Great run for her. Garrett, Mac, Data, Chase round out the top 10. And some other great runs. Saw CJ fall out of the top 10, but he had a great run all day. Comes on 12th. And then, how about this for Sheldon Preed? First time at Bristol. Stayed out of the chaos and finishes P13. Couldn't have it much better than him right now. He's going to probably move up the points even more. Mike comes on 14th. Perry, Redeem, they had solid runs. Jack, another top 20. Spend a top 20. And then a bit further back, Wayside, Bug, our points leader. I don't think he will be our points leader no more. I expect Data to be the points leader after today's race. Just back-to-back wrecks late in the race, and Martinsville and Bristol will hold him back. And then some of our other drivers, some drivers just were trying to hang on all day like Flower. Despite her being involved in a wreck, multiple wrecks, she did get to the end of today's race, but her insanely unlucky season has not taken a turn yet. P29, TXN, P30. Ever since that wreck at Motegi, he has also not had any momentum. Same as Matthew. And then our 5 DNFs, Vixterity, Javier, Boca Blitz, NASCAR Sim Alpha Rex, and Isolated, who had that tire problem. And that will do it from Bristol here today for the NAPA Sim Xfinity Series. Once again, I am Dylan, joined by Mac. And Mac, 150 laps in the books, and we saw a relatively somewhat clean race to start. We've had some crashes, but relatively drivers weren't racing each other crazy. But in those final 30, 40 laps, everyone was using the bumper, and it caused some wild accidents. How do we feel about today's race?
Well, it was a madhouse. Ask what could be thought of people seeing these drivers seeing this track for the first time in a while. But Peyton breaks the drought, and that's going to be a big headline for this weekend.
Yep. And we still got the Cup Series to go. We saw last week in Martinsville, the Cup Series was the headliner in terms of just utter stupidity and chaos. But with Javier going over in today's race, he was okay after that crash. I don't know what could top that, but we will see how tomorrow's race goes. But for today, that is it here in the MXTV booth. Congratulations on Peyton, back in victory lane once again in Napa. And he will have a chance to do it again tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys then.